Thanks for tuning in to another edition of OJ in the Morning. I'm Johnny Maffey alongside Owen Shadrick. This is our MLB Red Sox preview special. The Red Sox game got moved to Friday against the Yankees in the Bronx opening day. That's all right, though, because that just gives us more time to talk about everything you need to know. We're going to go through our segments and get right into a full preview. Let's roll. Let's just get through these segments nice and quick. What is your Sargratulations of the week?
Sargratulations to the Los Angeles Lakers, the title contenders of 2021-2022, for not even making the play-in game. You did it. Bye.
Is that official?
So yeah, they got eliminated last night after the Spurs beat the Nuggets and the Lakers got destroyed by the Phoenix Suns. Standing ovation.
I'm so proud of LeBron. You know what? That's my Sargratulations too.
Yep.
Congrats, LeBron. Congrats GM LeBron. Congrats, player LeBron. Congrats, ego LeBron. We're going to the congrats commercial LeBron. Not happening. My exactly what we thought of the week is the weather. Up here in Boston, probably the nicest day of the year yesterday. We'll probably look back on it as well after the summer and be like, yeah, that was probably the nicest day of the year yesterday. And now, all the days I have games the rest of the week, it's going to rain. So knock on wood, do the no rain dance. But that's exactly, that's just how it works up here in New England.
Yeah, that's life in New England. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
And the Sox got moved too, and that's in New York, but
Yep.
Exactly
what I thought of the week. Tiger Woods is officially playing in the Masters. Come on. You knew it was going to happen. You knew that his comeback was going to start on an Augusta National. Exactly.
Yeah. I'm kind of over it. Like,
it's Tiger.
Cool.
He's the best.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
What about your surprise of the week, Owen?
My surprise of the week actually does involve baseball. This morning, Jose Ramirez of the Cleveland Guardians got a big 5-year extension. I didn't see it coming. I thought he was going to get traded. There have been talks all winter about him being dealt, but Cleveland signed him to an extension just to finish last place in the division this year. So,
yeah, it's very unlike them. Well, I thought they were going to do what the A's did with Matt Olson. Get some prospects, get something for him. But no, he signed, like you said, 5-year, 124. So that's just about $25 million a year. I didn't think they had it in the budget. I more didn't think they wanted to put it in the budget.
Mm-mm.
I think they want to think they don't have it, but they got Jose Ramirez for a few years. Maybe he'll be, year 3 of that contract. They'll be trying to, be in a little better place to fight. Like be in striking distance a little more, maybe. Not this year, though. Right?
So the big thing about that I read today is they have $0. They had $0 guaranteed players after 2022. So,
well, then that makes sense. My surprise of the week is the Coach K tribute video. I actually liked it. I'm surprised. I don't know. Rooting against him for my whole life, obviously. And, he did have a hell of a career. So, whatever.
Yeah, good for him.
Yes.
My disappointment of the week is the weather, actually. But the weather in New York, as it was announced this morning, as Johnny mentioned, that the Sox have to delay one more day for opening day, which is annoying. But
I'm actually super fine with that because Friday was open. It's like first base being open, with guy on second and third.
Not to say I'm not okay with it, but I am
him.
Disappointed.
I'm not disappointed, though, because I wasn't going to get to watch the game Thursday. And now I might be able to get to watch some of it Friday.
I was.
So boom.
There you go.
My disappointment of the week is, let me get these names correct. Excuse me. The St. Peter's crew, the Peacocks that went to the Elite Eight, the first 15 seed to go to the Elite Eight. Doug Eater. Yeah. St. Peter's it'll be an even more impressive Cinderella next year because Daryl Banks III, Doug Eater, and Matthew Lee, 3 stars of St. Peter's improbable run to the Elite Eight, are leaving the men's basketball program and all entered the transfer portal. That was from ESPN on Tuesday afternoon. Doug Eater put out a statement. All love for Peacock Nation. I want to start by thanking my family, friends, coaches, and teammates, and Peacock Nation for an amazing 3 years at St. Peter's University. I have nothing but love for everyone who has been by my side throughout my journey. With that being said, I have entered the transfer portal. I'm excited for what is to come and looking forward to exploring all opportunities for my basketball career. My disappointment is the people that are mad at them for transferring.
No, and I will say this: there is a fourth person that entered the transfer portal, and that's Shalene Holloway, who's now the coach of Seton Hall.
Exactly. Thank you. A lot of people are starting to get it.
Yeah.
So one day this isn't going to be in my disappointment category. But if your coach leaves, if you have the worst facilities, like Emerson baseball, we grind. We have a lot of, we don't have a home field. We don't get a lot of priority to some of our facilities and stuff. Their D1 program, like, that's on par with our facility,
yeah.
And if you go and beat Kentucky, beat Purdue, who they beat between them, doesn't matter. I don't even know. Go be free. Go do what you want, especially if your coach can leave.
Yep.
And maybe they're going to follow him. Who knows? Maybe
it was
they're just going down the road.
State, by the way.
Hmm?
They beat Murray State in between.
Murray State, thank you. Oh, wow, so impressive. No, but Kentucky and Purdue, and then, maybe they're just going down the road to Seton Hall. But maybe these guys have lives too, just like their coach who left, just like you on Twitter complaining. And maybe they can go make something a little better of it, make it a little easier, and maybe they deserve it. Maybe they do. Maybe they deserve it. So hop off.
Get off them. Let them live.
And I wasn't even pulling for them. So that just goes to show that's my disappointment of the week.
Yep. Baseball.
All right. Where do you want to start? I'm going to let you take off. You got the Red Sox jersey. Can you turn around for us? What do you got?
I wasn't going to turn around, but it's
oh.
I gotta save my Brock Holt for jersey for opening day. Come on now.
All right, fine. All right, here we go then. Outfield expectations
for the Red Sox.
Let's just get boring for a sec. I need Verdugo to hit 285.
Yeah, he's got
to be happy with the Mookie Betts trade, or somewhat happy, somewhat like we got something. Now Kike will be in center, right?
Yep.
Or Jackie. Where's Jackie going to be in right?
Right. Kike is going to be in center. It's going to be Verdugo in left, Kike in center, and Bradley, Martinez, and probably Arroyo platooning right field.
I need Bradley to hit above 200.
He needs to hit above 238.
Above 200. Oh, and you're getting really greedy. You're getting like the Dodgers. We talked about this last week. It would be really boring if he hit above 230. That would be amazing. Just let's stay above 200.
Okay, above 200.
That's and then Kike, if he does the same, even if he doesn't live up to what last year was.
Kike is going to do his thing.
I'm not worried about Kike.
A lot of what our lineup is going to be this year depends on outfield production, specifically Verdugo. I agree with that. I think that the Red Sox were good when he was good last year, and you know that Devers and Bogarts and Martinez and Story are going to do their thing, but when they're off and you need a bat to come alive, it's got to be his.
Yes, and so they have the Devers and like the infield is. We could talk about the infield for a whole podcast season. You know what I mean?
Phenomenal.
But this outfield is, JD won't have to play right on the road in the NL. Not that would be that often anyways. But so JD will be the DH. So who's that fourth outfielder when, like, are we really just going to ride or die Jackie Bradley hitting 190? Because
no,
what he's done before.
What I like is
it's fair to expect that, right?
It is fair. It's fair to expect Jackie Bradley to let you down on offense. That's
okay. Yes,
that's a fair statement. But what I like is with Story coming in and the fact that infield is it's just so like cluttered. They can move. Christian Arroyo's been practicing outfield, and I think his bat was so important last year that nobody talked about. And if he brings the energy and he can play some games in right field for us, it's gonna make a difference.
Christian Arroyo, let's put it up right here.
The savior
He
of the
had
Boston Red
that.
Sox.
So he was on fire is probably a little bit of an overstatement, but at times he was on fire until he did this split right here.
Yeah.
And that was the classic, like, no, that's not worth it.
Yeah. So he's going to
Don't
play the
do a
outfield
split.
instead.
Christian, sorry, you're not Kike. You're not like
You're not Simone Biles. Like, stop doing
you're
splits.
not exactly. You're not Ali Raisman. Like, and it was like, just don't do it. Don't do it again, Christian. We need your bat, and we need you to make every other play, just not that one.
Yep.
And then you saw it, right? Replay it, please. You saw it, and it was like, oh, well, he just pulled his. It was like Andy from The Office, like literally, like
Well,
in the wedding episode, in the Niagara episode.
Yep.
It's like, oh, he just pulled his groin.
Well,
and then he got COVID at some point.
He slashed his nuts with a set of keys. I think that's a little different.
No, not exactly, but the split part.
Yes, doing it on and out split. Yeah.
And then he got COVID, right? And so it was just a tough little second half, just like it was for the rest of the Red Sox. And then he never really caught back up when the yellow jersey gang.
Yeah, because Jose Iglesias, baby. But yeah, I think Arroyo, literally, the only reason he ran out of chances is because he kept getting injured or had COVID or whatever else. He's going to get his chances. He's going to get his reps this year, especially if Jackie Bradley can't hit the ball.
So it'll also be, him and Dahlbeck at first, right?
Well, I know that I think Shaw's going to make the team. So I think Shaw's going to be the backup for Arroyo's going to be a Brock, like the Brock Holt of this team. He's going to play. Okay. He's going to play first. He'll play short. Maybe he'll play. Well, probably won't play short, but
who I want to be the Brock Holt of this team?
Huh?
You know who I want to be the Brock Holt of this team?
Brock Holt.
Ship him up to Boston, please.
I agree.
Chaim Bloom. Please ship him up. All right. So, yeah, to wrap up the outfield, Verdugo needs to step it up a little at the plate. And, yeah, like you said, the infield really can allow Jackie to just ride and play some good D. Kike's Kike. But it's going to be cool. We have Friday, 1 o'clock is the opening day. And this is the first opening day, the first real opening day in
2 years.
Since 2019.
Or 3 years.
And the Red Sox home opener coming up the week after is, since that ring ceremony, since they were getting their rings, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So Fenway was hopping once it was allowed to, once the stupid,
we would know,
government allowed them to be hopping. And we certainly took advantage of that. And now we're going to get a full year of just, hopefully we can ride this trend of college baseball being hyped up to now it's just, some packed crowds on opening day. And then, yes, the Reds will be empty and the Pirates and Orioles will be empty. But, hopefully top 15, 20 teams can have some packed crowds day in and day out, every Thursday to Sunday at least. And it's opening day.
Baseball's
back. This is the first opening day, basically. That wasn't. And I'm stealing this from, I think, actually, my teacher at Emerson, Tim Neverett, Dodgers play-by-play guy, former Sox play-by-play guy. He was like, it wasn't opening day last year. It was game 1.
Yeah.
It was first game of the year. This is opening day. Opening day is back. And hopefully it's better than ever. Every year. Every game. We need some April showers to bring May flowers, though. Where do you want to go next? Do you want to talk a little pitching or a little bullpen specifically first?
Yeah, I mean, up to you. So, I mean, the big story with the Red Sox, like we can talk about the outfield all day, but pitching is going to be what defines this team, and good starting pitching specifically.
I think, sorry to interrupt. I think what defines every team. So we're going to talk about this for a sec.
Yeah, but I'll start with the Red Sox. Last year, day 1, that rotation was god awful. I had no faith in that rotation, but this year we've got Eovaldi, Pivetta is the clear number 2, Tanner in a full season. Michael Wacha is going to be a good guy. He's going to be a good guy to slide in fourth in the rotation. And then you have this platoon of Rich Hill and Garrett Whitlock with 2 different pitching styles. I think we talked about that last week. platooning in and out.
No, we talked about that the other night, actually.
Oh, we
off
talked about
air.
that the other night off
Yes.
air. So the fifth starter, it's just gonna make sense. And Sale will be back in June, which sucks. 2 months off of him, but
It doesn't suck. I mean, as long as he's healthy, man.
that's exactly it. Is it like
As long as he's healthy.
Get healthy, get healthy. We have 6 guys that can start.
Get healthy and stay healthy into September, October.
Please.
We haven't seen that much out of him.
No.
The thing with the Rich Hill Whitlock situation is, don't we want Whitlock to impact 3 games a week, not 1 game a week?
Yes. I mean, I'm all for him. I'm all for him.
I don't want him to impact 2 games a week, because that means they're using him for an inning and then they're using him for 3 after Rich Hill goes 4. You know, like for those of you that haven't paid attention to Rich Hill on the West Coast, it's kind of what Blake Snell does. He's not going to go as long. That's the whole point, right? He's not going to go as long. He's getting older, but he's good and he can pitch. He's a pitcher. He's not a thrower. He's not an arm. He's a pitcher. And is that why they're planning on that? Because they're going to just not let him ride out?
I don't know. I mean, that was what Cora was saying, but I don't think he's going to show all his cards to the media. So he is probably going to do something that we haven't even.
As he shouldn't. Which is rightfully so. I'm fine with that too. But I don't know. And we'll see. Maybe Whitlock will just come shove and, close out the first 2 or 3 games, or pitch the 8th in the first 2 or 3 games of the year in the Bronx. When the Red Sox take 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. But I see I think they're wasting Whitlock. I think he's an 8th inning, 9th inning guy. So I mean, he's a closer. I think he's a 9th inning guy.
And we'll talk about the bullpen in a minute, but we don't have.
Well, no, we're talking about the bullpen now, though. We
don't have a true closer. Barnes needs to prove himself. Barnes needs to prove himself before we can officially name him the closer.
Right.
So he'll get the first couple games, and if he sucks, then he's a great
pen arm. But we've seen true closers here in Boston.
Yes, we have.
And we've gone into years without true closers in 2013, but that was a little Team of Destiny magic.
Nah, we found ours, though. We found ours.
Right, but we didn't go into it.
We went.
But we went into 2018, we went into 2007, and then Keith Folk, obviously, in 2004, and that was just a whole stacked team as well. But we've seen, we know going into it, this is our guy, this is our closer. And it's risky not going into a season having a closer. And I trust Bloom, and maybe they'll make a move if need be. They didn't really need to make a move for the pen last year, but they did at the same time, because yes, Barnes and Whitlock figured it out. Not figured it out, they were good, but now he's made some moves with Strom and some other guys. Cutter Crawford's on the opening day roster. But yes, thanks for bringing that up. They need it. He needs to establish himself as a closer. Barnes.
Until Barnes fully establishes himself as a closer, we're going in without one. He's going to be the guy. He's going to be the guy that comes in the 9th inning. But until he can get the official closer tag, he needs to actually close games and do it past the All-Star break. That's the other thing. He was overused last year because we didn't know what we were going to. The Red Sox didn't know
when they're overused, though. I hate when they're there's no excuse for overusing a guy before the All-Star break.
I agree.
And it doesn't matter if you don't know what you're going to be. It's then you're not going to be anything. And then, hey, they lost to the Astros. So, I mean, I guess it's hard to be mad about an ALCS appearance, but
no, and I'm not.
When a fan base sees, when the media sees, when fans see, when other baseball players like you and me see where it went wrong, it's okay, well, we know where it went wrong. We expect different.
Yeah.
We're also going to have fun and watch it's not going to stop us from watching anything, but
I don't know.
That's what we're going to talk about. That's what we're here to talk about. Who's going to be your surprise in the pen?
I think Strom. I do. I think that that signing. When we signed Diekman, I loved the signing, but everybody kind of knew what Diekman was. But Strom's been hurt. Heim loves doing this. He loves picking guys up off of surgeries that we don't know what to fully expect from them.
Yes.
I think Strom's going to come in and he's going to deal. But I also like what Cutter Crawford was doing in the spring, and I think he can be an interesting either middle inning or like seventh, eighth inning guy by the All-Star break. But yeah, Strom's going to be my bullpen surprise, I think.
I agree. That's such a kind move. Signing it, the surgery, just predicting the operation, hoping it goes well. Maybe we should hire a doc. Maybe he's listening to doc. I don't know who he's listening to. That's different than what other guys listen to that don't take the risks on these guys.
Yep.
I don't know if it's a team doctor. I don't know if it's his expertise. I don't know if it's something that he learned at Tropicana. I don't know if it's something he learned at Yale, but that's a Bloom move. It very much is a Bloom move to do that. Diekman has the nasty slider though, right?
Yeah.
Sale, Houck, and Diekman sliders this year are going to be so fun to watch. They're going to litter Pitching Ninja's timeline, and I hope Diekman can be that good, consistent guy that Ottavino wasn't, maybe that we thought he might be.
Oh, you mean Adam episode Ottavino? Because he had episodes every time he came on the field.
Yes, nasty stuff.
But he had episodes.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we thought he could be a shutdown dude. He was at one point in his career.
He was for a good bit of the season, and then he got the August blues, and that was it.
Yeah, I guess the whole team did, and then we remember the guys that came here after. I wish Renfroe was still on the team.
Yep.
But I guess we got a prospect out of him, and the starting rotation. I'm going to repeat myself here. I'm fine with Sale not even pitching until July.
It's just getting him healthy.
This team can do the work for him, and then he can close.
The Sox can work till
I need him to close the season. He needs to be the season closer.
Yeah. Like kind of he was last year, except without but I agree with July. I wouldn't go any later because he came back.
No, I know. And that's excessive.
He came back mid-August and the rust was just
right. But I'm fine with June. That's all I'm saying. I'm fine with whatever it is.
Yeah.
And hey, if it's June, he can work out those kinks. He doesn't need to be an all-star. He doesn't need to, set up stats. He just be smart and get it to these guys in the pen. And we learned that, say he only goes like 4 innings in the playoffs. It's very valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's all going to come down to. I mean, we're talking expectations here. This is a season preview.
Yeah.
4 innings keeping your team in it in the playoffs is very valuable. And then that's where Whitlock, hey, maybe if they do stretch him out, maybe he can jump in there. But he knows how to be stretched out anyways. And that's where those guys like Strom and Diekman and Sawamara and then that's where Barnes need to establish. That's what we don't know yet. Like, can he come out for a 4-out, 5-out, 6-out save? And he needs to establish it soon. Otherwise, maybe they make a move and keep him, but in the 8th inning.
I mean, I think there's no matter what, I think we're making a reliever move at the deadline and an outfielder move at the deadline, but that's if this isn't, I mean, who knows? Maybe this is the formula for success for the bullpen, but I envision that our needs at the trade deadline are going to be relief pitcher and outfielder. That's just what I think.
I like it. I mean, it makes sense. Look at Verdugo and Jackie.
Look at how we're going into opening day.
There's a chance they struggle, and but it'll be really fun to watch this infield. Devers, Xander. They need to. Can we please extend Devers
now?
Devers, Xander, Story, and whoever plug in at first. Plug in the hot hand at first. That's a good problem to have with Bobby D trying to make a name for himself, and then Shaw trying to extend his name, especially here where we love him, but also. Arroyo, who, if he has the first half he did last year, like, sign me up for that, right?
Yeah.
and then he won't get COVID again,
Exactly.
and he won't do a split like we talked about.
No splits. No splits.
Comes full circle. No split. No splits.
No splits.
Should we move on to the rest of the AL East, or you have more Red Sox thoughts?
No, that's good for me. Let's do it.
All right. I'm going to start from the bottom. Just kidding. We're not talking about the Orioles. I have Rays, Red Sox, Blue Jays, Yankees, Orioles.
I have
It's going to be close, and it's going to be close.
Oh, I agree. I could have done this either way, anyway, pretty much. Well, the top three. I have Jays, Red Sox, Rays, Yankees, Orioles. That's my order.
You have the Blue Jays winning it.
I do. And I have three of those teams making the playoff. The top three making the playoffs. I don't have the Yankees making the playoffs.
You know what I cannot wait for is the Blue Jays to just treat Yankee Stadium like their home field when they're there. They're just gonna mash balls out of there.
It's just the way their lineup additions with the pitching that they got.
And the young talent that's just continuing to develop and develop.
I understand why you put them in third. I thought about this a lot. The only reason I put them in first is because of the talent on paper, but I can see them doing what they did last season and just backsliding.
Yeah, they're still the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I mean, Vlad, I actually have Vlad as my AL MVP. We'll talk about those in a minute, but I just think with the addition of Chapman and the way Kevin Gausman pitched last year, they are putting a lot of stock in that, but if he comes in and delivers with, Ryu and the other guys in the rotation, it's going to be a good team.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're going to be fun to watch. There's certainly that, MLB TV subscription that you just throw them on when you can, even if you just at-bat watch when Vlad's up or, the middle of their order is up, it's certainly going to be exciting. And hey, like we were talking about the other day, it's Red Sox, Bloom's making them exciting. They're not that whole Dodgers scenario I was talking about and we just posted about on our socials the other day. They, they're not they have, it's the, what's the word here? It's just it's almost like the unknown, but they are exciting. It's the potential, but also the unknown. Yeah. And the Yankees, it's like, oh, whatever. Cool. Judge is up again. Oh, Garrett Cole. I love Cole, so I have a soft spot for him, but oh, wow, they add another pen arm. Oh, they're like, yeah, we're shortening the game with our bullpen. It's like, oh, what does that got for you? But with the Blue Jays, it's just it's much, much, much more exciting. And then the Rays are just they've always been there.
Yeah, but here's the thing about the Rays. The reason I have
them making the playoffs at least.
No, I definitely have them making the playoffs, but I don't have them winning the division. They lost Nelson Cruz. People don't talk about the fact that that's a big hole in their lineup. Not to say they won't fill it with some prospect that nobody knows yet who's going to be the best player in the league in a year, but I don't know. I think that hole in the lineup is a little too big. Yes, Franco is going to be that. He's going to be that dude, but I think the loss of Nelson Cruz is going to be bigger than they think.
Yes. And then they have Kluber too. They've just been sticking around. And they're
I fully expect this top four to switch more times than we can count this season. But I think at the end of the day, that's what I got.
Right. And that's fair. But what the funny thing about the Rays is, though? They're one of the best regular season teams of the 2010s. It's insane.
I think they've, 90 wins almost every year.
So 2020, they were on pace for 108 wins.
Yeah.
That's what the Sox did in 2018.
19 or 18. 19.
That would have been their, at the time, third consecutive 90-win season, which would have turned into their fourth because they had 90 wins last year. And that would have been 8. So if this is all hypothetically, if they were on track to win, they were on track to win 108. So this is the 90 plus. Say they won 90 plus in the normal 2020. Would have been their third in a row, and now fourth in a row in 2021. 2021, so last year, would have been their 8th 90-win season in the last 12 years, and 9th 90-win season since changing from the Devil Rays to the Rays in 08. Remember that? That felt like forever ago. That was in 08. That's but they're just the Rays and they can't get it done. And what if they had another $15 million? but nobody wants to buy them. Nobody wants to give them 15 mil. They don't even have a stadium. They should just move.
Yeah.
It's almost like I'm a Rays fan because it's like, what's going on? Nobody talks about that. Those stats, like, where have you heard that unless you're listening to talk shows in St. Pete?
Yeah. It's
You know what I mean?
nobody talk. No, I mean, that's nobody ever talks about them ever.
Right.
Ever.
So the Rays are going to stick around. They're going to be right there. And yeah, I guess all they have to show for it is what Kluber and the same.
Here's the thing:
dudes
we
back
don't know. We don't know, and that's exactly how they want it.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true as well. On the AL Central,
Sure.
the White Sox are gonna win this again, right?
Yep.
Like pending injuries.
Yeah, I mean, pending injury, but yeah,
pending like a awful injury bug, they're gonna win this. I think the Tigers will be right there though. I think the Tigers. So they went 77 and 85 last year. Did they get 20 wins? No, not 20. 13 wins better? No. But they only need to be 13 wins better to be a wild card team.
and
That's kind of how.
And the Twins got Correa.
Right. So the Twins, I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs.
I think the Tigers are going to be the surprise, one of my two surprise teams of the year.
Yeah, if Erod, he's consistent. He's not a fairy godparent. He's consistent though.
Yeah, so the White Sox are the only team I have making the playoffs in this division.
Yeah,
they're going to win it.
I think Cleveland's going to drop off a little. The Royals, who knows? But it was pretty even the rest of the pack, and the Twins got Correa, and they had some injuries last year, right? But all in all, the White Sox were 13 games ahead of second place in that division.
For the entire year.
Formerly the Indians. But the Tigers, I think the Tigers are going to, they're going to go on little runs. They're going to show some promise. It's probably not going to work out, though, because of how packed the AL East is. And then we look at the AL West, and it's like, I have the Astros winning again, but, the Angels and Rangers made some moves, and they're going to be fighting with the Tigers and, Twins and whoever else wants to try to take down an AL East wildcard team.
Yeah.
Because last year, the AL East had 490 win teams.
Yeah, and I think you just
however you want to chalk it up.
You mentioned Rangers and Angels. That's not even the team. I have the Mariners making the playoffs, and that's going to be the last team in the playoffs for me. But I have Astros winning the division with the Mariners right behind them, then Rangers, Angels, and the sad Oakland A's.
I think the sad Angels too.
Yeah, it's pathetic.
Yeah,
it's pathetic.
Yeah, it is.
They got no. They needed big. They needed
Shohei and Trout.
They needed big proven pitching this offseason, and they decided Noah Syndergaard, who pitched 2 games last season, was the answer.
Well, what has he done?
That's why I said he's done nothing.
It's like I love him. I mean, he's talk about marketable. He's great for the game, but the Angels are sadder than the A's.
Yeah.
So that's where we.
Yes, in terms of because they have the talent, but at least Oakland accepted defeat. The Angels have not accepted defeat yet.
Oakland's just building for 2024 or whatever. They're gonna make a run and they'll do the trade of the deadline thing like they did with Leicester that year, and they'll hope one of these guys turn into what Cespedes was, and But the Angels, it's like, well, you have stuff.
Yeah, you're
not doing anything about it.
You've got all kinds of talent.
And I still will always question, unless I'm proven wrong and the Angels win a World Series or at least make it to like 1 or 2 ALCSs.
They need to make the playoffs.
Making the playoffs isn't worth signing a 12-year deal when you could have signed it anywhere else. He could have gotten that money anywhere else, Trout.
Yeah. I don't know.
And it's not like he grew up in Anaheim. It's not like he grew up in LA. It's like, dude, get out of there.
It's ridiculous.
And Shohei, get out of there.
They're sad.
But the Angels will be, they'll get views, they'll get eyeballs because of Shohei. But what will that lead to?
4th place.
What does ESPN coverage lead to? These guys are going to try to trick us, so we watch Angels games because they want to market Shohei.
Well,
Shohei's marketable.
ESPN's canceled because LeBron's eliminated. So there's no more ESPN.
It's not the LeBron Lonzo Ball network anymore.
Well, no, there's no network.
It used to be the it might be the LeBron Colin Kaepernick network again because Colin Kaepernick wants to play again. But like that's how it's gonna work. Like these guys are gonna market Shohei, which is fine. I want to see all the Shohei I can get. I want to see 98, and I want to see 30 plus bombs, which is gonna be sick. And he can be the MVP again. That fine, whatever. He can be the MVP again, but I don't want to watch extra Angels games on Sunday night, Monday night, Wednesday night, whatever night baseball.
No, stop putting them on MLB Network. Stop putting them on prime time. Stop putting them on prime time if they're just gonna lose, please. Please stop.
That's what they're gonna. But that's something like Can't you see that happening though? Because they want to market Shohei. They want to talk about Shohei. They want A-Rod and whatever that simulcast is to talk about Shohei. And then whenever we turn on, like, just show me the highlights. Because the Angels are gonna be a losing baseball club. And Noah Syndergaard, he can throw hard. And even if both of those two guys do well, like
they're not beating.
Probably not going to work.
They're not beating the Rangers.
And I would much rather watch Verlander shove on Sunday Night Baseball or whatever. And the Astros are going to win that division.
Yep.
I'd rather watch the A's. Not at O.co, but if they get their new, is it called O.co? Whatever their Coliseum is. And then Manaea was just traded too, so they're just dropping like flies.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that when we get over to the NL West, but first, NL East. If the Mets don't win this division, man,
I can't help them. If they can't pull this off,
then it's never gonna happen.
No.
Scherzer and DeGrom. This is another reason why. Let's backtrack a little bit to set me being fine with Sale out for a month or two. DeGrom's out for more than a month or two. Scherzer's not on the opening day active roster. Scherzer's going to be fine, it looks like, soon. But it doesn't matter. As long as they don't snowball all the way down, those two guys will come shove, and they just need to score 2 or 3 runs when DeGrom pitches. Mm-hmm. And they just need to score 2 or 3 runs when Scherzer pitches. And then from there,
they'll do the rest.
Just go 500. You got to go 800 in Scherzer DeGrom games and 500 or maybe even less in the others.
They got Bassett from Oakland. He's going to be awesome for them. Walker's been a dog for them for years. I don't know. I don't even know who the 5th guy is in the roof. I think it's like Peterson or something, but
is it? Yeah, I'm not sure either.
He was a rookie last year.
But the offense, like they have the offense, we know.
And they signed They signed Castro too. They got Starlin Castro with
timely hitting
and Alonso and Davis and whoever else. That there is no reason why the Mets shouldn't win this division.
Timely hitting. They can't just take at bats.
They can't coast.
Because when DeGrom, it looks like they're just taking at bats when DeGrom's in there.
Mm-hmm.
And my one of my friends went pretty viral, not viral, but thousands of likes on that he doesn't normally get because he replied to one of Pitching Ninja's tweets. DeGrom's so good. Shout out to Matt Ferreira. I think it's at Matt Ferreira 49 on Twitter. DeGrom's so good he shuts down 2 offenses every time he goes out there.
Yep.
Don't let that happen again, New York. Don't just take at bats. Don't just chalk it up. Don't just go through the motions. Win baseball games. Like you need to treat like it's a game of inches. Every game counts. When you're like, say you're losing, you're 2 games back of the Phillies in September. Every game counts. It's crazy. Yeah. There's no dog days.
And by the way, can I say
no dog days for the Mets?
No. And can I say this too? Like the Phillies should be winning this division too. The Braves are the defending champs of the division and the World Series. Like all 3 of those teams should win this division. All 3 of them. I have all 3 of them. I have all 3 of them in the playoffs, but all 3 of these teams should also be winning this division with the talent they have on their team. Come on.
Yeah. So there are 3 wildcard spots in each league, right?
Yes. So yeah.
So I think it's going to be Padres, Braves, Phillies in some order.
Yeah. I actually have.
But then again, the Brewers and Cardinals can do something about that too.
Yeah, the NL is going to be a tight race right
The
up to
NL
the
wild
end.
card, I think, will be funner because of the AL East. Just all those teams got better, and they could just ruin it for the rest of the AL. Like the AL Central will be boring, so the NL Central won't be boring.
Yeah,
The NL
and
West won't be boring, obviously.
yeah, I mean, I think there are a lot more bad teams in the NL than there are in the AL, but it's
I
just
think
it's
there are
going to
more.
be
I think there are more playoff contenders in the NL.
yeah, yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
no, sorry, yes, 100%. I'm looking at it like
Well, look at the
I was
NL
trying
East
to I
though.
was trying to like see what you said. Yes, there's more playoff contenders, but I think there's also more bad teams.
Yeah,
But
that's fair. I mean, what you chalk up the Nats as a bad team?
yeah, I mean they got
You
Cruz,
chalk
but
up the Rockies,
Nats,
D-backs.
Marlins, Cubs are kind of bad. Reds, Pirates, Rockies,
The
Diamondbacks.
Cubs have like Owen. All right, timeout. Story time. You don't time out the recording. Time out the
Yes,
conversation.
got it.
You were planning on trying to hit the Bronx this weekend.
Yes,
Explain why you were and why now you're not.
ticket prices.
Okay, explain.
The ticket prices were $40 a week ago, and now they're 80.
And you're gonna hop on the train, and you're gonna have fun.
I mean,
and now they're
like let's put it this way. I'm probably still gonna go, but I'm just a
All right,
little
so
rattled.
you should drive to Wrigley Field because ticket prices look like they're like $13 for opening day.
It's it's bad. It's bad.
I think that's cheaper than whatever Amtrak you were going to take and whatever like method in parking. I think you could buy a plane ticket for less than whatever you're going to park in New York
Yeah,
and buy that ticket.
I'm not parking.
You go to Wrigley, and John Heyman, I think, said the other day, like, the Cubs have money to spend and it's not there. And I'm fine when teams do that for like 1 year. Like, if you're really saving, yeah, don't spend stupid money. But let's see how long this like little rebuild is going to take, okay?
Yeah,
Because if they're not spending money for multiple years in a row, we've seen rebuilds done. Doesn't need to take a while. The Astros are a unique case. They home grew all of that 2017 team.
yeah.
That's different. And then they paid him. But
Some of them.
the Cubs, it's like we've seen this stuff, and then we don't want like that's what part of this whole salary, not salary, CBA, thing was like. We don't want this to happen again in 5 years or however long it was renewed for. Like, spend some money next year, whatever. But the Cubs, yeah, no, they're not going to be. I chalk them up as a bad one too. I mean, the Marlins, Reds, Cubs, Pirates. Like, what are the Reds going to do? They're going to be right at 500 again, like last year.
Yep. If that.
And then, what are the Giants going to do?
I mean, I think they'll sneaky be there, but not as much as they were last year. I don't imagine.
I think the Dodgers and Padres are going to be 1-2 then.
They took it. Both of those teams took it to another level that I don't think the Giants can reach. Especially because the Giants don't have Chris Bryant anymore.
Yeah, and the Padres
Posey, right? Hurt. Didn't Posey retire?
Yes, and the Padres were hurt.
Yeah.
And they got Clevenger's back, right? So,
one more year, I think.
No,
I could be wrong. But anyway, did we talk about the Central or are we going right to the West?
Sorry, we're just talking about like wild card or something. I don't know. Michael Clevenger.
I thought
February
he was
8th, 2022 from Forbes.com. Little Wednesday. What day are we releasing this? Thursday or Friday? A little Thursday reading for you. By Bernie Pleskoff. San Diego Padres are hoping a healthy Mike Clevenger return rotation.
Okay.
In recent MLB seasons, the San Diego Padres have been discussed as a potential World Series contenders. Sadly for Padres fans, their teams have fallen short of expectations. Last season, the San Francisco Giants surprised the baseball world in general, like we were just talking about, and the National League West in particular by winning the division. They soared 107-55, best season in baseball. The Padres finished the season with a record of 79-83, good for only third place in the division, 28 games behind the Giants. The Padres were outside looking in during the playoffs. Get out of here, advertisements. Thank you. And so hope springs eternal for all baseball teams. When the current MLB lockout concludes, it is likely San Diego's front office will be hard at work trying to improve their roster, which they did with Manaea.
Which they did.
And others, but with Manaea. One of the most anticipated players for the new season will be right-handed starting pitcher Mike Clevenger. Clevenger turned 31 this past December. He missed last season, undergoing his second TJ surgery, Tommy John surgery. He is expected to return to the rotation for the beginning of the season. All right, so this was February 8th. Let's get a little, let me search Twitter for this. I'm sorry, I should have been prepared for this one. Come on, load for me. What's going on here? 11. Let's see if like Nightingale has some fake news on him here on the Twitterverse, Owen. San Diego Padres. So Danny Vietti of CBS News, he does the podcast with Will Middlebrooks. He has him in his starting pitcher options for the Padres, which let me read you this list. We'll put this up on the screen right here. Manaea, Yu Darvish, Joe Musgrove, Blake Snell, Mike Clevenger, Lamet, Martinez, Weathers, Chris Paddock, Gore, and a couple other guys. They have the talent.
If they can't do it with this talent, I don't know. It's ridiculous how talented they are. And especially they got Manaea too. It's just it's mind-blowing.
So it's almost like you know how Snell only faces the order twice or whatever?
Sure.
So it's almost like they should just have a starter ready for after Snell.
Yeah.
And it might not need to be their sixth starter.
Mm-hmm.
Turn Snell. So where do you put Snell in there? Let's talk about that. Let's fanboy the Padres for a second.
I think he's 2. I thought he should have been. I thought he should have been 1. I thought he was
just say 2 or 3, whatever. Let's just call it that. Maybe 1. Is he 1? But he can only go.
Darvish is 1, but I thought he should have been 1 personally. Okay, I mean, I love you, Darvish, but
so a normal mind might think, okay, let's have our 6th man in the rotation pitch extended relief after Snell every day, every Snell day.
Mm-hmm.
But how about try what about your 4th dude? Because that's how deep they are. What about your 3rd? What if you have your 2 and 3 go on the same day if you only have Snell? You're trying to beat the Dodgers here. You're trying to, the Dodgers won 107 games last year.
You don't think about that till postseason.
Yes, you do. You think about that right now. I said this earlier.
Okay, so
they're 2 games back of the Dodgers, and somebody else in the NL East is ahead of them in the wild card race, or something of that matter. They're gonna wish they did this.
Let's put it this way: they're not doing Snell and Manaea on the same day. So you just said they're 2 and 3. You just said they're 2 and 3. That would be Snell.
Okay, all right. So what about 2 and 4?
Sure, that's fine.
Paddock.
But I think you gotta go Darvish, Snell, Manaea, 100%. And yeah,
and Musgrove.
If you mess around on Musgrove,
so what if you throw Paddock behind? Maybe he's their 6th then. So
they do something you just got to find whatever the opposite of Snell is and just put that into the lineup.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot too,
because of what the Sox were thinking about doing with Whitlock and Hill.
Yes, which I'm all for that. I actually think about that in my own games way too much. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, I shouldn't go in after this kid because maybe he's a tick higher. But yeah, or it's kind of like Sale and Houck.
Yeah,
they're the opposite.
Literally.
Not the opposite because they're both good and have nasty stuff, but they're the opposite because
left-handed, right-handed slider.
Yes, the slider, the opposite slider. It's symmetrical. And Houck's gonna be so when Sale, when Sale comes back, this is all related to the Padres talk. It should be wherever they are in their rotation, they should be next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because they should face the Yankees Saturday and Sunday, or they should face the Rays Tuesday and Wednesday. You know what I mean?
Which is what it would have been. Sale would have been, well, actually maybe not, because Pivetta probably would have been 3, and then Houck would have been 4. But
it shouldn't. That part shouldn't matter.
No, I agree.
Let's play matchups and see what can happen.
Yep. I mean, either way though, going Sale slider to Pivetta's drop off changeup to, or whatever he throws.
Right. Yeah. No. And Pavetta's really good. And that's not a knock on Pivetta. It's more like,
no, I know what you're saying. I know exactly
F with the Yankees for 18 straight innings.
Yeah.
or whatever, two 6-inning starts in a row, Saturday, Sunday, ruin their weekend. Long flat back to, where do they fly into? They fly into LaGuardia, JFK. Those airports are so beautiful, Owen. Not.
Lovely.
All right, where were we?
Who do you have winning
the NL Central?
Or well, yeah,
all right, let's finish our NL West talk.
Sorry. I was just saying, wrap up the NL West. Who do you have winning it?
The Dodgers.
I have the Padres, actually.
Close second, Padres.
I have Padres, close second, Dodgers, then Giants, Rockies, Diamondbacks.
Yeah, the Rocky. I don't know why Chris Bryant signed that deal either. It's like,
nope.
Dude, don't you want to be relevant?
I mean, he'll be the best player on his team.
Trying to get to 500 home runs because he's in Colorado.
He'll be the best player on his team. That's for sure.
So,
bro, you asked for a reason. I gave you a reason. I can't explain it. That's my reason.
Explain it right now. I need 5 paragraphs by midnight. No, yeah, I don't know. Colorado's so odd.
Yep.
It's so confusing. All right, NL Central.
I got the Brewers winning it and the Cardinals behind them, not making the playoffs. Then Cubs, Reds, Pirates.
Cardinals won 90 games last year.
I'm not saying it's just the based on the teams that are in front of them and based on what other teams did this offseason, I don't imagine them making the playoffs over the Dodgers or Padres, Braves, or Phillies. Could I see a Philly? I could see a Philly choke show, but on paper right now, I got the Cardinals not making the playoffs.
So why the Phillies?
Because they signed Schwarber, because they signed Castellanos, because they already have NL MVP Bryce Harper. They've got Hoskins, they've got Real Muto, and Zach Wheeler, and Aaron Nola can pitch the daylights out of a team.
All right, so what did Nola do last year?
I don't know, but I know that they have high expectations for him this year.
I do too. I like Aaron Nola. I like watching him pitch. Last year, he had a 4.63 ERA in... He went 9-9, 4.63 ERA, and come on, show me his innings, you stupid Google. Sorry for while we pause in this program. 2021, he had a 4.63 ERA in 180 innings pitched, so that's fine. Year before, 71 innings pitched in the shortened season. Year before that, in 2019, he had a 3.87 ERA in 202 innings pitched. So he's a guy that'll throw 180 to 200 when he's healthy. But last year, Owen, the Phillies won 80 games.
Yeah, but I think they added
Schwarber and Castellanos really the difference there?
I think so.
Take your Schwarber bias off for a sec. Take it off for a sec.
There's no Schwarber bias. He's a good player. No, I won't take it off for a sec. I won't take it off because it's true. I'm not going to take off something that's true.
The Phillies are probably not making the playoffs over the Cardinals.
I disagree.
Boom. There it is.
That's where we disagree.
Boom. Let's come back to this. Timestamp it. Write it down.
Why would we? Oh, come back to it.
I cannot wait to clip
this. Later this episode, I was like, we're talking about it right
now. I cannot wait to clip this in October. And I like Nola. I don't like.
This is what I'm saying. But here's the thing. I'm saying on paper, I know that the Phillies have a history of blowing up in September and August. I'm not saying it's not possible, but like I'm pretty sure Jack Flaherty's hurt. He's not going to even be ready for opening day if this season at all. And their pitching is kind of messy in Arizona. Like they got Wainwright. I think they got Matz this offseason, but I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. I like him. I think the Cardinals and Phillies are actually two similar teams, but one of them knows how to choke a little more than the other.
That I will agree on with you. 100%.
Cool. All right. We'll wrap that conversation up at that. All right. We've gone through the division winners. I don't even know. Should we do World Series picks today?
I mean, I can probably come up with one.
Maybe we tease that for next week. You'll get our 2022 World Series.
Well, if we're gonna do it, if we were just gonna do it next week, we might as well do it right now.
All right, we'll do them in a minute. Keep listening. I need a surprise playoff team, a sleeper, someone that you might not think, but maybe could make the playoffs.
I mean, I guess I have Seattle making the playoffs, so I guess that would be the team. But Like a team you think I have in the playoffs? Or you think that's a team that's going to be a surprise in contention at the end of the year?
I think I need to go with the Angels for mine just because I doubt them so much, but they could surprise me.
So you're saying
You know what I
teams
mean?
that yeah. So you're saying teams that could make the playoff but won't, or teams
That you're overlooking.
Oh, so yeah, I think Seattle's being overlooked. I think they made a wonderful trade with the Rays that put them in contention for that last wild card spot over teams like Texas and the Twins and the Yankees. So I Seattle's that team for me.
I think the Angels for me. It's like they could
Yep.
they could be sneaky wild card. Probably not, but I am overlooking them. But they could. Couple award predictions.
I got my award predictions. AL MVP, who you got?
Probably Shohei again, because how are they not gonna vote him in if he hits 30 bombs and has a 3.5 or less? But I think it's gonna be similar to last year. I think Vlad could be in there. I think I'm gonna go with Shohei Ohtani.
I got Vlad, which is exactly what the top two was last year. But
yeah,
I just think you just said it. You went, who wouldn't vote for Shohei if he hit 30 bombs? I would say people that vote for Vlad after he hits 35.
After he hits, let me say this, over 44 and a half. I'm not a betting man.
Not a betting man.
Give me 45 from Vlad.
I will say, if we're talking surprises,
he's playing 10 games at Yankee Stadium.
If we're talking surprises, watch out for Devers in this race. I'm going to say that. Watch out for Devers in the
Sign me up for that. What about a little Xander?
I'd watch out for Xander too, but I think
Xander knows how to hit like 360 into June, and then
nobody's going to look at him though. They're going to look at bombs, and I think Devers is going to have more bombs than Xander at the end of the day.
Yep. As for AL Cy Young, all right. So my MVP pick is I think it's going to be Shohei again. But then again, if what's his name, if Vlad hits 50, 55, and he's right at that 290, 310, whatever, 310 would be great. And the Blue Jays are good. And if the Blue Jays are better than the Angels, which they will be, then give it to Vlad. So you know what? I'm sorry. I'm changing it. Vlad.
So we both have Vlad winning MVP.
Vlad's more valuable to that team if he does it. And he was second last year. And pitchers, it's not like they figured it out or anything. They've had time to figure it out. You know what I mean? It's not like when Travis Shaw came around, you know, and then they figured him out and then they traded him for nothing. As for the Cy Young, I'll let you start this one off.
I got Giolito. I think that team's going to be all pitching at the end of the day. That's what's going to drive them to the playoffs. And with Lance Lynn out now till June, I think that they're going to rely on him heavily to do well. And I think he's going to deliver. And then, and I don't know. It's tough to pick any other pitcher right now because one doesn't stick out for me. Like Robbie Ray he won it last year. He's on Seattle. So, I mean, I don't think he's going to repeat as Cy Young, but
no,
I got Giolito.
I think Cole and Verlander are going to be neck and neck for some of the year, and then Cole's going to fall off a little. The Yankees just don't have it.
You think Verlander coming off TJ is going to be Cy Young?
I think he's going to be really, really good. I think Giolito's going to be good. Robbie Ray is probably not going to repeat, obviously. He's not Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer repeats. Giolito doesn't. Ray doesn't repeat. I'm sorry. It's just Max Scherzer's one of the best ever, you know. And then, you know, you look at guys like, I mean, I don't think it's going to be Shohei.
No.
I think he's going to be really good.
I agree. I don't think he's going to be Cy Young, though.
Valdi's up there in the, you know, he could be a top 10 pitcher.
Nate could flirt
but he's not going to be the guy to win the Cy Young. I'm going Verlander. I'm going not underdog, but, you know, just because he's coming off TJ.
Yeah.
He's so good. He's so precise. He works so hard. He's
so smart. I am so beyond excited to watch him pitch again.
Probably one of the smartest pitchers in the league. Probably the smartest. And he knows himself and he knows what to do and he knows how to do it. And like Brady, he has the answers to the test.
Yeah.
And that's why we'll start off with NL Cy Young for a second here. That's why I'm picking Scherzer, who has the answers to the test too.
I said Scherzer or Zach Wheeler from the Phillies. Those are my picks. So yeah, we're on the same page there.
That just means the AL East, the NL East is going to be even funner than we thought. You could go with one of those. I mean, the best staff has to be, 1 through 5 has to be the Padres. They'll probably have a
or the
top 5
Mets
candidate.
or the Mets. I mean, the Mets have
1 through 5 have the best top 3 in the league.
What?
1 through 5 more than the Padres?
Well, who's 4 and 5 for the Well, okay, Musgrove is 4 and Paddock's 5. Yeah, okay. And then Clevenger, yeah. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. It's the Padres, yeah.
I don't know.
No, I agree. I had to think about that for a second.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the list of odds. I mean, Nola's up there, top 10 in odds.
Yep.
Rodon's up there, top 10 in odds.
Where's he again?
Scherzer's the favorite. I don't like picking the favorite.
Where'd Rondon go? Where'd he go?
He's on
He left Chicago. I forgot where he went.
Oh yeah, he's on the Giants.
Oh, okay. Oh, so they did make a move.
All yeah,
that's fair.
But they don't have Posey.
Nope.
He won't be throwing a Posey.
Nope.
I wonder if Posey will come back. Probably not. All right. World Series champs. Who do you got winning the AL and NL?
I mean, this is so hard. I want to say I you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say this. I've got the AL East winning the AL. One of those 3 teams.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go. That's so tough. The NL it's unbelievable. I'm gonna go Padres. I think it's gonna be AL East versus the Padres in the World Series. I think the Padres are gonna put all the talent together and make it work.
I think there's a chance it could be Astros Dodgers.
I mean, it's a possibility every year, so why not make it a possibility this year?
Obviously, but I think it's going to be, I'm going Astros, Padres. The Astros got better. The whole AL East got better, but.
Did the Astros really get better?
It's tough to pick the Red Sox as a Red Sox.
The Astros get better. They lost Correa. They get Verlander back, but they didn't really do anything else, did they?
Yeah, but they got Verlander back.
They're always that. Like, yes, they're always there, but I don't know. That team worries me more than it did last year.
All right, well, you look at the AL East. The Blue Jays aren't experienced enough. This is just my thought process.
No,
not going to be the Yankees. The Rays always come up short in normal seasons. The Red Sox got better. I want to pick the Red Sox, but I also don't want to jinx it.
Yeah.
And I think the Padres it's not going to be the Mets. I picked the Padres over the Mets. And the Dodgers always.
Yeah, the Mets were the team. The Mets and Dodgers obviously were the 2 teams that I was thinking about going in, but yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
All right. Astros win the 2022 World Series.
And I have one of the 3 AL East teams winning the World Series. So I think the World Series champion comes out of the American League for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. I think my basement team of the year is probably the Orioles in the AL.
It's got to be Oakland for me.
And I don't want to pick the D-backs. Probably the Pirates.
I'm going to go Pirates too.
O's and Pirates, and they should play each other for the first pick.
I got A's Pirates for the first pick.
They should have a 1-game play for the first
one game,
pick.
Throw your worst.
Heavily incentivized for the pitchers and starting 9.
Yep.
Make it count.
That'd be so funny.
Make him shove. That would be great. And that's for the first pick.
Yep.
Why not?
Agreed.
That just about wraps up our MLB preview. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Owen and I watched the national championship the other night together. Congrats to Kansas. Congrats to Bill Self. The Celtics won the last time Kansas won, FYI, for those keeping score at home in your books, in 2008 with that beloved team that made me fall in love and fall out of love with basketball. But both teams wanted to lose that game at a lot of points in the game.
Yeah, I mean UNC
ended up coughing it up. They coughed it up.
They literally coughed it up. They could not have lost in a worse possible fashion. Kansas played a whole game. UNC played half a game, and that was it.
The last 3 minutes, we knew it was going to come down to that.
Absolutely.
And it really came down to some mistakes, some question marks, some head scratchers in the last 3 minutes. And, it's like 3 or 4 days later now, so we're not going to dive into any film.
Yeah.
But when we have more time on our hands, when we're not focusing on multiple different things at once, when we actually have jobs for this, we will dive into it.
Yeah.
Next year, for next year's championship, to see whoever coughs it up next year. Who's going to cough it? What did I say? It was going to come down to rebounds in the last 2 minutes, and it always does. And I also picked you. I don't think. Did you really pick UNC to? I thought you picked Duke.
No, we had one disagreement. No, I didn't pick Duke.
And we had Villanova,
one disagreement, and it was Villanova, Kansas.
Yeah, Jay Wright did not win. Sargratulations to Jay Wright.
Yep. Well, for you, but yeah.
Is that Red Sox Nathan Eovaldi? First time since 2019 we have a real opening day. Next week, home opener. First true home opener for the Sox since that ring ceremony we were talking about. Eovaldi gets the start. Well, I guess the only thing is, will Whitlock be out of the pen, or are they saving him for Hill Day?
We'll see.
But let's go. F the Yankees.
F the Yankees. Go Sox. Later.
See ya.
And Johnny OJ, baby, in the house.